Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Roma, and I have been featuring some on-trend looks for the beginning of 2022. Especially since some of us are still in lockdown, this is just a way to connect with people and give you something bright in a dark day, maybe. So today we are going to be doing the look I call Rustic Whisper. Very, very pretty. This is a very natural look. So if you are that girl that tends to go to the brown eyeshadows, this is where you want to be. This is the look for you for 2022. So I'm super excited. So it's called Rustic Whisper. And these are the colors that we're going to be working with today. We're going to start with Biscotti on the eyes, and this is we're going to use a classic application look for our eyeshadow. I am a systematic person, so I always start at the top and work our way down. So we're going to start with the eyes today. We're going to start with this first color, which is Biscotti, which is a soft cream color, I guess. It's a matte, and this is going to go above the crease, just in between the crease and the eyebrow. So you can see there, we're using our all over eyeshadow brush, which is nice and fairly fluffy, not too soft, but great for applying color in a bigger area. And this just provides highlight up in that area. So it opens up the eye area. If you wanted to bring the color down into your inner corners of your eye, that's a really great way to brighten up your face as well. That's a good trick for those of us that are a little bit more mature, because it'll brighten up our face and give us that bright-eyed and bush-tailed look, right? So I'm just going to brush that off, clean it off on a cloth here, and then we're going to go to the second color, which is Rustic, which is a medium brown color, I guess. It's got some shimmer in it. Very pretty. I like to have shimmer on the lid part, the main lid part of our look. So today this is going to go from our lashes up to our crease. And you can see that it has a fair bit of pigmentation. So some people might get freaked out at this point because it does have, it is a bit bolder than what you may have been expecting. That's okay, the last color is actually like that as well. But we're gonna just continue to place, and remember, I've said this in other tutorials, we are going to fix it all. So don't get too panicked if things don't look the way that you expect them to. So I'm gonna switch over to our crease brush. I really like this. It's an angled, fairly stiff bristle, and we are gonna go to the last color, which is Mahogany. Again, this is a fair bit of pigmentation. It's about the same hue as the Rustic, but maybe a little bit more of a red tone, and it's a matte, okay? So this is gonna be our accent color, so we are going to put this, we're gonna go along the lash line to the outer corner, and then we're gonna take it up along the crease. So kind of a V formation. And again, if you are anxious or you don't like bold colors, this is going to feel really bold, right? Because it's pretty deep, especially even on camera, you can see it. Okay, so we have the color on there. It's awful. The application is awful. I totally get it. We are going to we're going to save the day now. We're going to take our blending brush, which is really nice and soft, big, poofy. If you have a good blending brush, this is where it saves the day. So we are just gonna blend. So we're gonna blend along that crease line. If you're not sure where your crease is, essentially it is that groove just above your eyeball. So if you take your pinky finger, you can probably feel it. And you can see how much that softens everything up. So if your eyelids are a bit crepey, it may go on like this, where you kind of skip a beat. That's okay. The blending brush just blends it all together, and it takes that harsh line out from one color to the other. And I'm going to show you a bit of a trick now. So just to tidy up, and so that our color isn't going too far down on the outside of the edges, I am going to take a Q-tip and just pull it up. So if you go from your lower lash line and just pull up, it will take the color away from heading downwards and kind of pull your eye into a more upward slant. Then we are going to line it. I'm going to use our liquid liner today. It's one of my favorites. It's a little difficult to do with only one hand so that I can see where I'm going, but I'm just going to do a line because this is a subtle, basic, more natural look. So I'm just going to do a thin line along the upper lash line. So if we were to just do the bottom lash line, it's awful. It looks like you're stuck in the 90s, okay? So if you are going to line the bottom, make sure that you're lining the top. Doesn't have to be. Here's a fun tip for you. If you like a little bit more variety in color, you don't need to line the top and the bottom the same color. So if you have a colored liner, or if you want to take your black and press a brighter eyeshadow color on it, you can. It really brightens it up. But today I'm just going to do a basic thin line on the upper lash line. And then we're going to use our Lash Intensity Mascara with this crazy big brush. And this just provides a loud lash. So you can see how much it brings out my eyelashes. So I have very fine eyelashes, so generally you don't see them very well. They don't like pop. So this is quite remarkable. If you have regular eyelashes, this is gonna be intense, which is why it's called Lash Intensity. I get a lot of questions as well about how to apply mascara. So if you have never applied mascara before, it's like super easy. So it's just a little brush and you just brush out your lashes. You can wiggle it up, you can turn the brush as you go up. You can, a lot of times what I find easier is to blink down, hold the brush steady. That's it. Sometimes I say it's just like what you see in the movies. So just like that. All right, we are going to do a little bit of contouring today because I feel like my face is just a big white blob of nothing. So I'm going to take our cheek brush, which is awesome for contouring because it has a long flat side. And we're going to take a soft contour color here called Latte. And I'm just going to get that in those long soft bristles. And this goes underneath your cheekbones. So you're adding shadow. You can see even from one side to the other how much shadow that adds, and that is contouring. So basically it brings out our, and I'm going to take some highlight now, which is highlighter, and is not just shimmery blush. It actually has properties in it to refract the light differently. So that's why if you're looking for a highlighter to use as a highlighter, make sure you're using a highlighter, not just a blush, because it will refract the light differently. And what it does is it just draws attention to the cheekbones, which is what we want. Put some shadow underneath so that it accentuates those cheekbones. And then we want to put a little bit of color on. So this is Hint of Pink. It's a really light pink color. This is going to go on the big rounded part. I'm going to smile. I like to smile, do a big circle right on the apple of my cheek and just along my cheekbone and into the hairline. And you can see that that just totally brightens up the face, right? Like it makes you look like you're happy, younger. I love it. I love all those things. The color that we're going to use on our lips, so we are going to, because we've got more of a muted makeup look today, we are going to pop our lips. So we're going to use Midnight Red. I wasn't sure how this was going to go with my shirt color today, but you can see it's actually not too bad. So I'm going to put some of this And I like to use a lip brush when I apply. So I've just got some on the back. You could use it right on the lipstick itself. And we'll get that Cupid's bow. This is interesting too. If you take your lipstick and you go from the outer corner and go up rather than from the center and go down, it will actually give you more of a smile look instead of a frown look. I'm not sure why that works that way. Must have something to do with the curve, but it does. So if you want less frowny face, try that from the outer corner to the center. And that is it for our makeup look today. That is Rustic Whisper. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned some things. And I hope you, if you want to try any of these makeup looks, let me know. I will see if I can get you samples out to you, or if we can set up an appointment even virtually online to go through how to apply. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day and a great start to your 2022.